Is the next round of stimulus payments about to be triggered? The answer could be revealed in just days. What if I told you that a single report coming out on May 2nd could determine whether millions of Americans receive desperately needed financial relief? A document so powerful that economists, lawmakers, and Wall Street are all holding their breath until its release. The upcoming May 2nd jobs report isn't just another economic indicator. It's potentially the catalyst that forces the government's hand on stimulus measures. And today, I'm breaking down exactly why this matters to your wallet regardless of your current employment status. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what numbers to watch for, why this particular report matters more than previous ones, and how to prepare your finances regardless of which way the data swings. This information could be the difference between getting caught unprepared or positioning yourself to weather whatever economic storm might be brewing. Welcome to Financial Area, where we break down complex economic events into actionable insights. If you find this information valuable, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay ahead of the financial curve. Now, let's dive into why May 2nd has financial experts on high alert. Every month on the first Friday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics releases what's known as the Non-Farm Payroll Report. While this might sound like just another boring government document, it's actually the single most watched economic indicator in the world. This comprehensive report doesn't just tell us how many jobs were created or lost in the previous month. It reveals the underlying health of our entire economy. What makes the May 2nd report particularly significant is its timing. We've been seeing troubling signals across multiple economic indicators recently. Retail sales have been sluggish. Manufacturing output has declined for 3 consecutive months. Consumer confidence is wavering. But until now, the job market has remained relatively resilient, the last defense against acknowledging a broader economic downturn. If this May report shows cracks in the employment foundation, it could confirm what many economists have been fearing, that we're heading toward a significant economic contraction. And here's where it gets interesting for everyday Americans. Historically, when unemployment rises dramatically, stimulus measures follow. When looking at the report itself, don't just focus on the headline unemployment rate. Pay attention to other critical metrics like labor force participation, wage growth, and revisions to previous months' data. Sometimes the most telling information isn't in the latest numbers, but in how economists have adjusted their view of recent history. What exactly should you watch for? Most economists are particularly concerned about the unemployment rate approaching 5.3% by late 2025. While we're not there yet, signs of accelerating job losses in this report could indicate we're on that trajectory faster than anticipated. For context, an unemployment rate of 5.3% would translate to approximately 1.82 million Americans losing their jobs, a devastating blow to families across the country. There's a direct and powerful connection between rising unemployment and government stimulus. Let's look at recent history to understand why. During the 2008 financial crisis, unemployment peaked at 10%, and Congress responded with multiple rounds of economic stimulus. In 2020, when pandemic-related unemployment surged to nearly 15%, we saw unprecedented levels of government support through direct payments, enhanced unemployment benefits, and business assistance programs. The pattern is clear. When enough Americans face financial hardship due to job losses, political pressure mounts on lawmakers to provide relief. It's not just compassion driving these decisions, it's economic necessity. Consumer spending accounts for roughly 70% of our economic activity. When millions lose their incomes simultaneously, the entire economy suffers as spending collapses. This is why that 5.3% projection matters so much. Based on historical precedent, this level of unemployment creates enough economic pain to typically trigger legislative action. The key question isn't if stimulus would happen at that level, but how quickly lawmakers would respond and how substantial the relief would be. From the moment a concerning jobs report is released, several things happen in sequence. Financial markets react immediately, often with volatility as investors reassess economic prospects. Within days, you'll see Federal Reserve officials making public statements about potential monetary policy responses. Within weeks, congressional committees begin discussing fiscal stimulus options, and typically, within 2 3 months of sustained negative employment data, concrete legislative proposals emerge. For your personal finances, this timeline is crucial to understand. It means that even if May's report triggers concern, actual relief could still be months away. This gap between economic pain and government response is precisely why preparation matters now. Speaking of the Federal Reserve, their response to rising unemployment follows a well-established playbook. When job losses accelerate, the Fed typically moves quickly to lower interest rates, making borrowing cheaper for businesses and consumers. They may also implement various forms of quantitative easing, essentially increasing the money supply to stimulate economic activity. These monetary policy tools aim to create conditions where businesses feel confident enough to maintain or expand their workforces. However, the Fed's influence has limits, particularly when facing structural economic challenges. This is why fiscal stimulus, direct government spending, and financial assistance often becomes necessary when unemployment rises significantly. Given what we know about the May 2nd report's significance and potential fallout, what can you do to prepare? First, focus on building or reinforcing your emergency fund. Economic uncertainty demands liquid savings. Even if you're currently employed with no immediate concerns, having 3-6 months of essential expenses saved can provide crucial peace of mind. Second, evaluate your debt situation. During economic downturns, high-interest debt becomes particularly dangerous. Consider prioritizing paying down credit cards and personal loans while interest rates remain elevated. If stimulus does eventually come, you'll be in a much stronger position to use it strategically rather than just catching up on overdue bills. Third, be cautious about major financial commitments in the coming months. Whether it's buying a home, changing careers, or making significant investments, the economic clarity that might come after May's report could inform better decision-making. Sometimes the best move is patience. For investments, defensive positioning might make sense depending on your time horizon and risk tolerance. Historically, during periods of rising unemployment, consumer staples, utilities, healthcare, and dividend-paying stocks tend to outperform more cyclical sectors. But remember, market timing is notoriously difficult, and long-term investment strategies shouldn't be completely overhauled based on a single economic report. Looking beyond May 2nd, keep your attention on subsequent economic indicators that will either confirm or contradict the jobs report. Pay particular attention to consumer spending data, manufacturing surveys, and the weekly unemployment claims reports. Together, these paint a comprehensive picture of economic momentum. It's also worth noting that economic cycles are inevitable. Even if May's report does signal trouble ahead, recovery always follows downturns. The depth and duration vary, but understanding this cyclical nature can help maintain perspective during challenging times. History shows us that the most financially successful people during economic uncertainty aren't those who make dramatic reactive moves, but those who maintain discipline, stick to sound principles, and position themselves to capitalize on opportunities that inevitably emerge. May 2nd could mark a turning point for the economy and potentially for stimulus measures. By understanding its significance and preparing accordingly, you'll be better positioned regardless of what the numbers reveal. If you found this analysis helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to Financial Area for more insights into economic events that impact your finances. We're committed to bringing you clear, actionable information when it matters most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.